Have you ever wondered why certain thoughts and actions seem to emerge automatically, shaping your decisions and emotions without conscious effort? This mysterious force, known as the subconscious mind, holds the key to understanding much of our behavior. From unspoken fears to deeply ingrained habits, the subconscious often drives our lives in ways we might not even recognize. In Buddhism, this hidden layer of the mind is regarded as a crucial aspect of our being, housing the seeds of karma, memories, and emotional imprints that influence us daily. But Buddhism doesn't stop at just acknowledging the subconscious. It provides practical methods to explore, understand, and transform it. Through mindfulness, meditation, and letting go of attachments, we are guided to uncover the root causes of our suffering and unlock the path to lasting peace and enlightenment. The Buddha taught that our subconscious is not an immutable force, it is a fertile ground where positive habits, thoughts, and energies can be cultivated. By observing the patterns within our minds with clarity and non-judgment, we gain the power to let go of negative tendencies and embrace compassion, wisdom, and awareness. This transformation is not only profound but also accessible to anyone willing to embark on the journey of inner exploration. In this video, we will dive into the depths of the subconscious and discover how Buddhist teachings can empower us to overcome unconscious limitations. Together, we'll learn how to harness mindfulness and meditation to reconnect with our true selves and achieve a serene, awakened state of mind. If you find this content meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Life Lessons for more profound insights and inspiring videos. Your support helps us continue to bring enlightening content to viewers like you. Let's take this journey together, toward understanding, transformation, and enlightenment. 1. Understanding the subconscious, insights from Buddhism. The subconscious mind is a powerful yet often overlooked aspect of our existence. It operates silently, shaping our thoughts, actions, and emotions in profound ways. According to Buddhist teachings, the subconscious is intricately tied to the concepts of karma, habitual tendencies, and the nature of the mind itself. Exploring and mastering the subconscious is crucial for spiritual growth, wisdom, and the path to enlightenment. How does the subconscious influence thoughts and actions? The subconscious is a repository of thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that we may not always be aware of. In everyday life, it dictates automatic responses, drives preferences, and even fuels fears or desires. For example, a fleeting sense of anger or joy often arises without conscious effort. These reactions are deeply rooted in the subconscious, where karmic imprints, sankharas in Buddhist terms, from past actions are stored. In Buddhist philosophy, the subconscious is likened to a field where seeds are sown. Each action, word, or thought plants a seed that may eventually bear fruit as future experiences or tendencies. Negative seeds, such as anger or jealousy, can grow into unwholesome behaviors, while positive seeds, like compassion or mindfulness, lead to peace and joy. This analogy highlights the immense influence of the subconscious on our daily lives and underscores the importance of cultivating it with care. Why do over 90% of our decisions get controlled by the subconscious? Scientific studies suggest that a significant portion of human decisions is made subconsciously, a notion that resonates with Buddhist teachings. The mind operates on two levels, the conscious, which is logical and deliberate, and the subconscious, which is automatic and habitual. Buddhist teachings emphasize that the subconscious is shaped by habit energy, the repetitive patterns of thoughts and actions accumulated over lifetimes. For instance, when faced with a stressful situation, a person may react with frustration or fear. This response often stems from unconscious patterns established by past experiences. Similarly, habitual tendencies, like seeking comfort in material possessions or avoiding conflict, are deeply rooted in the subconscious. These patterns drive much of our behavior, often without conscious awareness. To break free from this automatic cycle, Buddhism advocates for mindfulness and meditation. By bringing awareness to the subconscious, individuals can identify and transform unwholesome habits, reclaiming control over their thoughts and actions. The Buddhist perspective on the mind and wisdom. Buddhism views the mind as both a source of suffering and a gateway to liberation. The subconscious mind, in particular, is seen as a vital component of this duality. When left unchecked, it can perpetuate dukkha, suffering, through negative thoughts, attachments, and aversions. However, when nurtured with mindfulness and wisdom, the subconscious becomes a tool for self-discovery and spiritual growth. Mindfulness, sati, is a core Buddhist practice that helps individuals observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment. It sheds light on the subconscious, revealing patterns that might otherwise remain hidden. Meditation, another essential practice, allows for deeper exploration of the mind, helping to dissolve karmic imprints and create space for clarity and insight. Wisdom, prajna, as taught in Buddhism, arises from this self-awareness. It is the understanding of the impermanent and interconnected nature of all things. By cultivating wisdom, individuals can transcend subconscious conditioning, break free from suffering, and align their lives with the path to enlightenment. In summary, the power of the subconscious is undeniable. Buddhism offers profound teachings and practical tools to understand, transform, and harness this power for personal and spiritual growth. Through mindfulness, meditation, and wisdom, the subconscious can become a source of peace, joy, and liberation. 2. Exploring the subconscious through Buddhist teachings. The subconscious mind is a vast reservoir of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that operate beneath the surface of our awareness. In Buddhism, the subconscious is seen as the space where karmic imprints, habitual tendencies, and unresolved emotions accumulate. To transform the subconscious into a source of peace and enlightenment, Buddhist teachings offer practical methods to explore and understand it. Mindfulness, meditation, and letting go are foundational practices that empower individuals to cultivate self-awareness and free themselves from mental suffering. Mindfulness, observing without being dominated. Mindfulness, sati, one of the core principles of Buddhism, teaches us to bring our attention to the present moment without judgment. It involves observing our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations with clarity, as though we are witnessing them from a distance. By practicing mindfulness, we can shine a light on the subconscious, recognizing patterns and tendencies that may otherwise remain hidden. Buddhism emphasizes that awareness is the first step toward mastery over the mind. Instead of being dominated by automatic reactions or unconscious habits, mindfulness allows us to pause, reflect, and choose our responses consciously. For example, when anger arises, a mindful practitioner would acknowledge it as a passing state rather than letting it dictate their actions. Over time, this practice helps us disarm negative tendencies stored in the subconscious. Meditation, connecting deeply with the subconscious. Meditation, dhyana, is an essential tool in Buddhism for connecting with the subconscious and fostering inner transformation. Through stillness and focused concentration, meditation creates a space where the mind can settle, revealing its deeper layers. It allows practitioners to observe the flow of thoughts and emotions without attachment or aversion. One common meditation technique is vipassana, insight meditation, which involves observing the impermanent nature of thoughts, feelings, and sensations. By doing so, meditators gain insight into the subconscious mechanisms that drive their actions. As awareness deepens, individuals can dissolve the karmic imprints that perpetuate suffering, creating room for positive seeds of wisdom and compassion to take root. Meditation is not merely about relaxation, it is a practice of profound self-exploration. It empowers individuals to confront and transform the subconscious, enabling them to break free from repetitive cycles of unwholesome thoughts and behaviors. Letting go, releasing negative patterns. The practice of letting go, or visaga, is a cornerstone of Buddhist teachings. It involves releasing attachment to negative thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that dominate the subconscious. Letting go does not mean suppressing or ignoring these patterns. Instead, it is about understanding their impermanence and allowing them to pass without clinging. Buddhism teaches that holding on to anger, fear, or resentment only fuels suffering, both consciously and subconsciously. By letting go of these emotions, individuals can create a sense of inner freedom and balance. This practice complements mindfulness and meditation, as it reinforces the ability to detach from negative influences and embrace a state of equanimity. 3. How subconscious habits influence our lives. Unconscious habits are powerful forces that shape our lives in subtle but profound ways. These habits, stored within the subconscious mind, influence the way we think, feel, and act on a daily basis. According to Buddhist teachings, the subconscious is a reflection of our past actions, thoughts, and intentions, often referred to as karmic imprints. Understanding and transforming these unconscious habits is crucial to achieving greater awareness and control over our destiny. How unconscious habits shape destiny. The subconscious mind is like a fertile garden where seeds are continuously planted, some wholesome and others harmful. These seeds represent our thoughts, emotions, and actions, which are then stored as impressions within the subconscious. Over time, these impressions evolve into habits that subtly influence the choices we make and the paths we follow. For example, if someone has repeatedly reacted to stress with anger, this emotional response becomes an unconscious habit. Without mindfulness, the person may continue to react in the same way, perpetuating a cycle of negative outcomes. Buddhist philosophy emphasizes that unconscious habits are not fixed, they are fluid patterns that can be transformed through awareness and intentional effort. These habits also play a significant role in shaping our destiny. Buddhist teachings on karma explain that our actions, whether conscious or unconscious, create ripple effects that manifest as future experiences. Positive habits, such as generosity or mindfulness, plant seeds of happiness and peace. Conversely, negative habits, like jealousy or greed, lead to suffering and dissatisfaction. By consciously cultivating positive habits and letting go of harmful ones, individuals can create a more harmonious and fulfilling future. The subconscious impacts how people think and feel. The influence of the subconscious extends beyond actions to thoughts and emotions. Often, our immediate reactions to situations are dictated by unconscious patterns formed over time. For instance, someone with a subconscious fear of failure may avoid taking risks, even when opportunities arise. Similarly, an individual who subconsciously values approval may feel compelled to conform to societal expectations, sacrificing personal authenticity. In Buddhist teachings, the mind is seen as both a source of suffering and a tool for liberation. The subconscious plays a critical role in this duality. When left unchecked, it perpetuates negative cycles of thought and emotion, leading to dukkha, suffering. However, with mindfulness and meditation, individuals can bring the subconscious into their conscious awareness, understanding the root causes of their thoughts and feelings. This practice not only fosters self-awareness but also enables emotional regulation. By observing and detaching from subconscious influences, individuals can cultivate equanimity and clarity. 4. Practical ways to control the subconscious, a Buddhist perspective. The subconscious mind, while subtle and unseen, exerts a powerful influence over our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. To gain control over this hidden aspect of the mind, Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of meditation and awareness. These practices offer practical and transformative ways to align the subconscious with clarity, compassion, and wisdom. Start your day with mindfulness practices. Morning is a precious time for setting the tone of your day. Engaging in mindfulness practices right after waking up can help ground you in the present moment and establish a positive mental framework. Buddhism teaches sati, mindfulness, as a key to awakening. Simple acts like focusing on your breath, observing the sensations of your body, or expressing gratitude for the new day create a connection between your conscious mind and the subconscious. For instance, taking 5 minutes to be still and breathe deeply can calm subconscious restlessness, bringing you clarity and focus. This practice not only reduces stress but also creates a fertile ground for cultivating positive habits. Observe your thoughts without judgment. A core teaching of Buddhism is learning to observe the flow of thoughts without clinging to or rejecting them. The subconscious often holds on to beliefs and judgments that shape our perception of the world. By practicing non-judgmental observation, you gain insight into these hidden patterns. For example, when a negative thought arises, such as self-doubt or anger, allow it to exist without labeling it as good or bad. Recognize it as a temporary phenomenon and let it pass, like a cloud moving across the sky. This gentle awareness helps you detach from subconscious conditioning, breaking free from automatic reactions. Over time, this practice empowers you to choose healthier, more compassionate responses. Practice meditation to calm the mind. Meditation, dhyana, is an essential tool for connecting with and calming the subconscious mind. By sitting in stillness and focusing your attention, whether on your breath, a mantra, or a visualization, you create a space for the subconscious to surface. Meditation allows you to observe the contents of your mind with detachment and clarity. For instance, vipassana, insight meditation, encourages you to notice the impermanence of thoughts and emotions, revealing how they arise and dissolve. This awareness helps dissolve negative karmic imprints, creating room for positive energy and understanding. A consistent meditation practice is like training the mind to work with, rather than against, the subconscious. As the mind becomes calmer and more centered, you regain control over subconscious impulses and experience greater mental clarity. Identify and change deeply ingrained beliefs. Deeply rooted beliefs often reside in the subconscious, influencing your actions and decisions in ways you may not realize. Buddhism teaches that these beliefs, known as sankharas, mental formations, can be transformed through self-awareness and intentional effort. Begin by reflecting on recurring thoughts or emotions, especially those that cause discomfort or hold you back. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Is it truly aligned with my values and goals? By bringing these beliefs into conscious awareness, you can challenge and replace them with more empowering perspectives. For example, if you hold a belief that, "I'm not good enough," practice affirmations rooted in self-compassion, such as, "I am worthy of love and kindness." Over time, this positive reinforcement reshapes the subconscious, fostering confidence and resilience. 5. The subconscious and the law of karma, insights from Buddhism. In Buddhist philosophy, the concepts of karma and the subconscious mind are profoundly connected. Karma, often translated as action or deed, represents the principle that our intentions and actions, whether physical, verbal, or mental, create effects that manifest in our lives. Meanwhile, the subconscious acts as the storehouse for these karmic imprints, shaping our behaviors, perceptions, and future experiences. Understanding this relationship is key to unlocking transformation and cultivating a life aligned with wisdom and compassion. How karma influences behavior. Buddhism teaches that karma is not a system of punishment or reward, rather, it is the natural law of cause and effect. Every action we take carries an intention, and this intention leaves a mark on the subconscious. Positive intentions, such as compassion and generosity, plant seeds that lead to favorable outcomes and mental well-being. Conversely, negative intentions, such as greed or anger, plant seeds that bear the fruit of suffering and discontent. The subconscious plays a crucial role in this process by retaining these karmic imprints, sankharas. Over time, these imprints accumulate and shape our habitual tendencies, which influence how we respond to situations. For instance, someone who frequently acts with kindness may subconsciously develop a compassionate attitude, making kindness their default response. On the other hand, someone who harbors resentment may find themselves reacting negatively even when circumstances don't warrant it. Buddhism emphasizes that while karma influences behavior, it does not predetermine fate. By cultivating mindfulness and awareness, we can interrupt unconscious cycles and make deliberate choices that align with positive intentions. How the subconscious creates cause and effect. The subconscious mind acts as a bridge between intention and action, facilitating the cycle of cause and effect in our lives. When a thought or intention arises, it is stored in the subconscious as a potential cause. This cause eventually manifests as an effect, whether in the form of a behavior, emotion, or experience. For example, imagine someone who consistently feels anxious about failure. This anxiety, rooted in subconscious beliefs, may cause them to avoid challenges or take a passive approach to opportunities. As a result, their actions, or lack thereof, reinforce the subconscious belief, perpetuating a cycle of fear and hesitation. Buddhism teaches that breaking this cycle requires conscious intervention. By practicing meditation and mindfulness, individuals can observe and understand the subconscious patterns driving their actions. This awareness enables them to dissolve negative causes and create positive ones, transforming the effects that unfold in their lives. The law of karma also highlights the interconnectedness of all things. The causes we create not only affect our own lives but also ripple outward, influencing others and the world around us. This understanding inspires greater accountability and compassion in our actions. 6. Connecting with compassion to unlock the subconscious. Insights from Buddhist teachings. The subconscious mind is often seen as a hidden force within us, containing unresolved emotions, habitual tendencies, and deep-seated suffering. Buddhist teachings provide profound insights into unlocking this layer of the mind by fostering compassion and wisdom. These two qualities are considered essential not only for eliminating unconscious suffering but also for transforming our perception and achieving inner peace. Compassion helps eliminate unconscious suffering. Compassion, karuna, a central tenet in Buddhism, is the practice of understanding and alleviating the suffering of oneself and others. Many subconscious patterns, such as fear, anger, or resentment, originate from unresolved pain stored deep within the mind. These patterns perpetuate unconscious suffering, manifesting as negative thoughts, emotions, or actions. Buddhism teaches that compassion acts as a soothing balm for this hidden turmoil. By cultivating compassion, we develop the ability to approach subconscious suffering with gentleness and acceptance, rather than suppression or denial. For example, instead of resisting feelings of guilt or sadness, a compassionate mindset encourages us to acknowledge and hold space for these emotions, understanding that they are temporary and not defining. Furthermore, compassion extends beyond self-healing. It fosters deeper connections with others. Subconscious suffering often arises from feelings of isolation or misunderstanding. By practicing compassion, individuals can bridge these gaps, cultivating empathy and harmonious relationships that alleviate collective suffering. This interconnected approach aligns with the Buddhist principle of interbeing, emphasizing that healing oneself contributes to the healing of others. Connecting with wisdom to transform perception. Wisdom, prajna, in Buddhism is the realization of the true nature of reality, impermanence, interconnectedness, and the absence of a fixed self. Subconscious suffering often stems from distorted perceptions, such as clinging to impermanent desires or identifying with negative thoughts. These perceptions reinforce harmful patterns and limit one's ability to embrace the present moment. Connecting with wisdom allows individuals to see beyond these illusions, transforming their understanding of the subconscious. For instance, wisdom reveals that anger is not an inherent part of the self but rather a fleeting emotion conditioned by past experiences. By recognizing this, individuals can detach from the emotion without suppressing it, fostering clarity and peace. Meditation and mindfulness are essential practices for cultivating wisdom. These practices create a space for observing subconscious patterns and uncovering the root causes of suffering. Over time, this awareness leads to insights that dissolve harmful tendencies and foster liberation. Wisdom also complements compassion, as it ensures that compassionate actions are guided by understanding rather than attachment. Together, compassion and wisdom empower individuals to transform subconscious suffering into a source of growth and resilience. 7. Common mistakes when trying to master the subconscious. Insights from Buddhist teachings. The journey to mastering the subconscious is an enlightening process that requires patience, mindfulness, and a compassionate approach. However, there are common mistakes that individuals often make while attempting to explore and transform this hidden part of the mind. These mistakes, rooted in misunderstandings of awareness, can hinder progress and even perpetuate suffering. Buddhism offers profound guidance for navigating these challenges and cultivating a more balanced and effective practice. Forcing change rather than observing. One of the most frequent mistakes is trying to force changes in the subconscious rather than observing it with patience and non-judgment. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness, sati, encourages individuals to observe their thoughts, emotions, and mental patterns without clinging or aversion. Forcing change goes against this principle, as it often stems from a desire to control or suppress the mind. For instance, someone may attempt to eliminate feelings of anger by sheer willpower, only to find that these emotions resurface with greater intensity. Buddhist teachings emphasize that true transformation begins with awareness and acceptance. By gently observing the anger, understanding its causes, and letting it pass naturally, individuals can dissolve its power over time. This approach fosters lasting change, as it works in harmony with the natural flow of the mind. Lack of regular practice. Another common pitfall is inconsistency in practice. The subconscious is shaped by repeated patterns and habits, and mastering it requires sustained effort. A lack of regular practice, whether it's mindfulness, meditation, or reflective exercises, can slow progress and allow old patterns to reassert themselves. Buddhism teaches that consistency is key to cultivating awareness and transforming the mind. Even small, daily practices, such as taking a few minutes to focus on the breath or practicing gratitude, can create profound shifts over time. The Buddha likened consistent practice to drops of water filling a jar. It may seem insignificant at first, but the cumulative effect is powerful and transformative. Letting negative emotions dominate. Negative emotions, such as fear, anger, or self-doubt, often arise during the process of exploring the subconscious. A common mistake is allowing these emotions to dominate and derail progress. Without proper awareness, individuals may become entangled in these feelings, reinforcing the very patterns they seek to overcome. Buddhist teachings offer a compassionate approach to dealing with negative emotions. Instead of suppressing or avoiding them, practitioners are encouraged to acknowledge and investigate these emotions with curiosity. Meditation and mindfulness serve as tools for creating space between the self and the emotion, allowing individuals to respond with wisdom rather than react impulsively. Over time, this practice reduces the influence of negative emotions and fosters inner balance. 8. Practical steps for inner awakening, a Buddhist perspective. Inner enlightenment, or awakening, is the realization of one's true nature beyond the illusions created by desires, attachments, and ignorance. In Buddhist teachings, this awakening is both the goal and the journey, a process of cleansing the mind and living in harmony with universal truths. By identifying and cleansing psychological attachments and applying these teachings in daily life, individuals can achieve profound inner transformation and peace. Identifying and cleansing psychological attachments. Attachments, known in Buddhism as upadana, are the clinging desires and fixations that bind the mind to suffering. These can take many forms: attachment to material possessions, relationships, status, or even self-identity. Psychological attachments are particularly insidious, as they often operate subconsciously, influencing thoughts, emotions, and actions without conscious awareness. The first step to inner enlightenment is identifying these attachments. This requires mindfulness and honest self-reflection. By observing thoughts and behaviors with clarity, individuals can uncover the underlying beliefs and desires driving them. For instance, a constant need for approval may stem from an attachment to self-image, while feelings of resentment might indicate clinging to past grievances. Once identified, cleansing these attachments involves letting go. In Buddhist practice, this is achieved through Visagga, the act of releasing and surrendering. Letting go does not mean suppressing or rejecting attachments but acknowledging them with compassion and understanding their impermanence. Meditation, especially vipassana, insight meditation, is a powerful tool for this process, allowing practitioners to observe attachments without being consumed by them. Over time, this detachment fosters freedom, clarity, and equanimity. Applying the teachings of Buddhism to everyday life. Enlightenment is not confined to meditation cushions or spiritual retreats. It is cultivated through mindful living in daily life. Buddhist teachings encourage integrating mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom into every action, transforming ordinary moments into opportunities for growth and awakening. Start with small, practical steps. Practice mindfulness by fully engaging in each task, whether it's drinking tea, walking, or working. This anchors the mind in the present moment, dissolving distractions and fostering peace. Cultivate compassion by responding to others with kindness and understanding, recognizing the shared human experience of suffering. Additionally, apply wisdom by challenging rigid beliefs and embracing change. Understand that all things are impermanent and interconnected, which helps in reducing attachments and living with greater acceptance. For example, when faced with a challenging situation, reflect on its transient nature and approach it with patience and balance. These daily practices bridge the gap between spiritual understanding and lived experience, allowing enlightenment to flourish organically. Conclusion: embracing the power of the subconscious through Buddhist teachings. The subconscious mind is an extraordinary force that quietly shapes our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It holds the potential to influence our entire existence, from the way we perceive ourselves to the choices we make each day. Yet, it is often misunderstood and left unchecked, leading to automatic patterns that may either liberate or bind us. Through the teachings of Buddhism, we gain profound insights into understanding and mastering the subconscious. Practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and the cultivation of compassion allow us to delve deeply into this hidden layer of the mind. These tools help us break free from unconscious habits, dissolve suffering, and embrace the clarity and wisdom that lead to inner peace. The Buddha's guidance reminds us that the path to enlightenment is within reach for everyone willing to explore their mind with patience, curiosity, and awareness. By transforming subconscious patterns into sources of growth, we align ourselves with a more compassionate and balanced existence. As you reflect on the teachings shared in this video, ask yourself, what subconscious habits might be influencing your life, and how can Buddhist practices help you transform them? The answers may lead you to unexpected discoveries and inspire you to embark on your own journey toward mindfulness and inner freedom. If you found this video meaningful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Life Lessons. Your support enables us to continue creating content that nurtures understanding, empowerment, and spiritual growth. Together, let's build a community of wisdom seekers who strive to unlock the potential of the mind and the beauty of the present moment. Thank you for being part of this journey. Stay mindful, stay compassionate, and stay curious.